Robert Lowry was a gifted preacher, prolific hymn writer, and passionate servant of God, whose work helped shape American church music in the 19th century. Born on March 12, 1826, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to parents who had immigrated from Northern Ireland, Robert Lowry's love for music was evident from an early age, as he demonstrated a remarkable ability to play any instrument that came into his hands. Robert was raised in the Associate Presbyterian Church of North America, but left at age 17 when he was born again. He then immediately joined the First Baptist Church of Philadelphia. After 5 years there serving as a Sunday school teacher and chorister, he felt called to full-time Christian service and was encouraged by his pastor, Dr. George Barton, to pursue ministry. With that calling in mind, Lowry enrolled at the University at Louisburg, now Bucknell University, a newly chartered institution where classes were initially held in the basement of a Baptist church due to limited facilities. There, he quickly distinguished himself by organizing the college choir and teaching music to fellow students. In 1854, he graduated with highest honors, was ordained into the Baptist ministry, began pastoring at the First Baptist Church of Westchester, and married, all in the same year. Though preaching was his primary calling, Lowry composed hymns and music wherever he served. In 1861, he became pastor of Hanson Place Baptist Church in Brooklyn, New York. 3 years later, he composed one of his most well-known hymns, "Shall We Gather at the River?" It was during a sweltering heat wave, accompanied by an epidemic that claimed many lives in the city. Physically drained, Lowry later recalled that he was almost incapable of bodily exertion. In that state of exhaustion, he reflected on the words of Revelation 22 and described what happened next.
Visions of the future passed before me with startling vividness. Brightest of all were the throne, the heavenly river, and the gathering of the saints. My soul seemed to take new life from the celestial outlook. I began to wonder why hymn writers had said so much about the river of death and so little about the pure water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb. As I mused, the words began to construct themselves. They came first as a question of Christian inquiry. Shall we gather? Then they broke out in a chorus as an answer of Christian faith. Yes, we'll gather. On this question and answer, the hymn developed itself. The music came with the hymn.
Over the course of his life, Lowry wrote more than 500 hymn tunes, often supplying both the lyrics and the melody, an uncommon practice among hymn writers of his time. His most enduring works include Nothing But the Blood, Shall We Gather at the River, and the triumphant Easter hymn Christ Arose. He also composed music for the texts of other prominent hymnists, including Fanny Crosby's All the Way My Savior Leads Me, Annie Hawks's I Need Thee Every Hour, and William Cushing's Follow On. Additionally, he wrote new melodies for older hymns, such as the now familiar tune for Isaac Watts's We're Marching to Zion. When asked about his creative process, whether music or lyrics came first, Lowry explained,
I have no method. Sometimes the music comes and the words follow, fitted insensibly to the melody. I watch my moods, and when anything good strikes me, whether words or music, and no matter where I am, at home or on the street, I jot it down. Often the margin of a newspaper or the back of an envelope serves as a notebook. My brain is a sort of spinning machine, I think, for there is music running through it all the time. I do not pick out my music on the keys of an instrument. The tunes of nearly all the hymns I have written have been completed on paper before I tried them on the organ. Frequently the words of the hymn and the music have been written at the same time.
Despite his growing reputation as a hymn writer, Lowry insisted his calling was primarily that of preaching the gospel. He once said,
I would rather preach a gospel sermon to an appreciative, receptive congregation than write a hymn.
With the exception of a 4-year leave for health reasons, he faithfully pastored the Park Avenue Baptist Church in Plainfield, New Jersey until 1888, while simultaneously taking on the role of music editor for Sunday school songbooks at the Bigelow and Main Publishing Company in New York City following the death of fellow hymnist William Bradbury. Over 3 decades, Lowry helped produce more than 20 hymnals, often in collaboration with other well-known hymn writers such as William H. Doane and Ira Sankey. making significant contributions to the 19th century Sunday school movement. Robert Lowry passed away on November 25, 1899, at the age of 73. In 1911, a memorial stone was unveiled at Park Avenue Baptist Church, commemorating a man whose gifts were devoted to the glory of God. Through both sermon and song, Robert Lowry's legacy has and will continue to inspire generations of believers until, at last, we gather with the saints at that river that flows by the throne of God.